So with the playoff stage of the Austin Major kicking off today on June 19th that I'm recording this, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the Austin Major. And with that, we're also getting closer to the end of Premier Season 2. And hopefully that means some brand new content, some brand new updates, some very, very exciting stuff coming very, very soon for the beginning of Premier Season 3. I think this is obviously the perfect time for Valve to drop some really, really cool, new, exciting stuff on us. So in this video today, I'm going to be going over what some of my ideas are for what this new big banger update could be after the Austin Major and for the start of Premier Season 3. But of course, first, I just want to mention my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 skins, turn them into cold hard cash, crypto, any other payment method, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. You can also hit me up on Discord, email, whatever the best way for you guys is. We like to buy anything and everything for the right price, but of course, we like to prioritize getting those big deals done. So if you have any expensive skins, gloves, knives, cases, you want to sell your entire inventory, whatever, hit me up. We can probably get a deal done safely, effectively, and efficiently. And of course, by selling to me, you're helping support me, my channel, my content as well, which I would appreciate a ton, and helps us do bigger, crazier, more exciting video ideas over here as well. With that being said, let's get right into this video today. So, X Mercy, he had tweeted this out. Obviously, this guy, he's like the savant of predicting when big new updates are coming. He had that bet surrounding whether or not we were going to get a big update in March. And then not only do we get a big update, we got a crazy update with, the new care package skins. We got the Fever case. We got the Train 2025 collection, all that new stuff. He cashed out. So now, he's kind of the person that people go to for news about these new updates and stuff. He said Premier Season 2 is coming to an end. Valve said they would close it after the Austin Major, and it's been a long time since they dropped some fresh content, expecting a banger update in the next few weeks. And like I said, this is exactly on the same lines as me. This is definitely something I'm expecting, and the timelines just make way too sense. But the thing with Valve is, just because things make way too much sense, just because people are expecting and hoping for something big, that doesn't always mean they deliver. They usually deliver sooner rather than later, but they don't always deliver right on time. They oftentimes deliver on their own time. Now, what is interesting is if we go and look at the Armory, this is a screenshot I just took from the Armory. This is what it's looking at right now. Again, as of today, we can see that there are 25 days left on the XM Solitude, I believe it's called. So yeah, 25 days. I don't even know where that puts us to, like 7/14/21. What did that put us to? Like July 14th, somewhere in that range, July 15th, if the updates usually come out on Tuesday. So, we're still around, whatever, a little bit less than a month away from the XM Solitude being rotated out. So it doesn't line up exactly with the Austin Major ending, but I do wonder, we have so many different opportunities and chances for stuff like this to happen coming soon. So once the Austin Major ends and we get Premier Season 3, obviously they could have a new map rotation for Premier Season 3. We could have a new map drop in general. Maybe Overpass rotates back in to the map pool. I know we have that Overpass 2024 collection that we're still, waiting to get like souvenirs for and stuff like that. And people are wondering when they're going to bring Overpass back. We also have, Cash as a potential option. We have Cobblestone as a potential new option. We have, some of the other new maps that have been popping up and people have been playing and stuff like that recently. Obviously, community's been hard at work, working on stuff like that. So those are all options. That is very, very possible. Obviously there is changes to the Armory that could be potentially coming. There's, new collections. We could get the new Cash collection, the new Cobblestone collection. We could get a new limited edition item, whatever. So right after the Austin Major and right when the new season starts or whatever, that's the first opportunity. The second opportunity is whenever they decide to give us a new limited edition item, which is if we look back, I made this video on the day that the last limited edition item, the Desert Eagle Heat Treated, was removed. Again, the last chance for this, we can look at the date here. I believe it'll tell us January 14th of 2025. Now, obviously, we know the next limited edition item didn't come out until March 31st, so it was about, like a month and a half, something like that? Yeah, February, March, no, like 2.5 months, something like 2.5 months. So just because the Solitude is going to get removed sometime in July, that doesn't mean that necessarily they're going to have the next limited edition item or any kind of Armory rotation or new stuff ready to go. If we add 2.5 months in the middle of July, obviously then we'd be looking at like the end of September, I believe. So end of September honestly lines up pretty well with the 1-year anniversary of Armory being like the October, I believe it was like the middle of October, something like that. So that's kind of that next big opportunity for us to get something big. And then, of course, there is kind of that 1 year anniversary just in general for that stuff. So, yeah, I'm expecting hopefully all kinds of new content coming soon, to round out 2025 in a big, big, big way. But as far as the new possibilities for what could be coming soon, every time I talk about the Fever Case and every time I talk about how much I love the Fever Case and how much I think it's an amazing long-term investment, blah, 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 stuff like that, one of the first comments, one of the first things I always get people saying to me is, why are you so excited about the Fever Case? Don't you know that they're just going to release the Fever Case 2, and that's going to kind of screw up your whole thing, why would you want to be investing in a case if there's the possibility of them just coming out with the Fever Case 2? And I think that's actually a really, really interesting point, because if you go look at some of the previous cases, we have Chroma, and then you get Chroma 2, and then you get eventually Chroma 3. Gamma, you get Gamma, and then Gamma 2. Spectrum, you get Spectrum, and then Spectrum 2. Prisma, we have Prisma and Prisma 2. Obviously, we haven't gotten any sequels to cases since the Prisma 2, so it's been a little while, but something with the Fever Case where we did get new knife finishes, and with how popular the Fever Case has been as well, it is very, very, very possible, if not even extremely likely, that we're going to be getting the Fever Case 2. So I thought this was kind of interesting and funny. I think it's a really good thing to consider. Now, overall, the Fever Case 2 does not scare me at all. I do not fear the Fever Case 2. I think the Fever Case 2 doesn't really impact the Fever Case that much. Yes, obviously the Fever Case would do better if it was its own thing, and the Fever Case 2, it's going to make the knives cheaper, it's going to maybe bring down the max potential or whatever, but go back and look historically. Has the Chroma 2 and Chroma 3 stopped the Chroma case from having a price explosion? No, this thing is $6.75 right now in Steam. Has the Gamma 2 case stopped the Gamma 1 case from having insane performance? No, this thing's $5.50. Has the Spectrum 2 case stopped the Spectrum 1 case from having insane performance? No, this thing's $6.58. Guess what? The Prisma 1 case, it's $1.73 right now. All of these cases are more expensive than the 70 to 80 cent price point that you can get the Fever Case for right now. And most, if not all of those cases are also worse than the Fever Case as well. And also with the Fever Case, you have the possibility of it going discontinued, not only just in the rare drop pool. So all of those signs point me to the fact that I do not fear the Fever Case 2. I'm not scared of the Fever Case 2. I'm excited for the Fever Case 2. I would love to have another amazing, insane case in CS2. That is going to help everything. Again, the rising tide does lift all boats. If we get better cases, better skins, things that are people are more hyped up and popular for, that's going to make more people play the game. It's going to make more people open cases. It's going to put more money in the CS2 economy. It's going to be good for Valve, good for investors, good for players, good for everybody. So no, the Fever Case 2 and the possibility of it, even the likelihood of it, does not scare me from investing in the Fever Case 1. I don't really see any previous reason to see why that's going to happen. But also, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Fever Case 2 is going to be the next case, because again, some of these times they do come back to back. Hey, Chroma 2, they did come back to back, but guess what? Chroma 3 didn't come until 5 cases later. Gamma and Gamma 2 did come back to back, but then you have Spectrum and Spectrum 2, which had a case in between them, and then you have Prisma and Prisma 2, which actually had 2 cases in between them. And the other thing is, right now we can see what the Armory is looking like, and hey, I think the Armory's filling up a little bit. It's getting a little crowded. I do think it's time to start rotating some things out, but the Fever Case is not next in line to get rotated out, even if they are going to rotate one of these cases out. Obviously, the Gallery case would be the next one to be rotated out. So, are they going to have the Fever Case and the Fever Case 2 in the Armory at the exact same time? To me, that seems a little silly. I don't think that's going to be happening. I don't think that's really what they want to do or intend to do. I think one possibility is they could rotate out the Gallery case, add in a new case, then next time add the Fever Case 2 and rotate out the Fever Case 1, or even another possibility, and one that I think is maybe more interesting, we haven't gotten a new active duty case in quite some time. They could release the Fever Case 2 as the newest active duty case, have the Fever Case 2 active duty, have the Fever Case 1 continue to be in the Armory. I think that is a very, very interesting possibility as well. And again, that would mean, the Fracture, Recoil, whatever being rotated out. I am not in the camp that thinks every new case is going to be coming in through the Armory. I do think they are still planning on active duty cases and stuff like that. So I think that's honestly a possibility for the Fever Case 2, and one that I actually think would be pretty interesting. Now, I did ask ChatGPT to whip us up some mock-ups of what the Fever Case 2 might look like. Now, I know ChatGPT, if you give it more data and give it more constraints and give it more ideas and stuff, it'll start to look better and better and better. But I just wanted something quick for this video just to get an idea of what some Fever Case 2 could look like. So here was the first mock-up it actually gave me, which I don't hate. It doesn't look exactly like the standard case we have in CS2 right now, which I told it, hey, make it look exactly like this, but just a little bit different, give it a new insignia on the front, and it decided to go with this broken, burnt orange, whatever's going on in the middle. So I think that's kind of funny. We also had, this is another one it came up with. I don't really know exactly what it was going for here. This is a very, very futuristic F2 on the front for the Fever 2. So that's maybe one possibility what the Fever Case 2 could look like. And then here is my mock-up. This one is so bright and light, but this is literally just the Fever Case 1 that I slapped on the Fever Case 2, design on the front of it in Photoshop. So again, I do think it'd be very, very cool if we do get a Fever Case 2 coming soon. But there's just so many different ideas, so many different possibilities for things we could be getting coming to CS2 very, very soon. Like I said, new collections, Armory rotations, Fever Case 2. My cat is trying to fight me right now. I'm talking with my hands, and my cat is like fighting my hands. We do have new maps, new map collections, so many different ways they could go. Also, just even gameplay updates, anti-cheat, all that stuff. I hope they have a lot of that in the work. As far as new skins that could be coming to any of these collections or to the Fever Case 2 or whatever, I just kind of go around Twitter, and I'm always looking for different ideas for skins. This one I thought is very, very cool. Here we have the M4A4 Kundalini. I don't know, this like snake basilisk type thing going on with the little flower on it. This looks pretty sick. This is pretty badass to me. I would love to see this in a new CS2 case. We also have here the Desert Eagle Hummingbird Flight. Very, very pretty. Somebody said, they would love to see this in the new cash collection. I think that would be very, very cool. I think this is pretty. I think it's a little bit dark for my taste. This was a little lighter, a little brighter, a little bit more eye-catching, but still very cool skin. Gabe Follower tweeted this out. He said, I continue to experiment with a skin that changes colors based on a random seed. Now I finally figured out how to include the full RGB spectrum over 16 million distinct colors. This is something that I believe would be very, very cool for the new limited edition item in the Armory, which I'm sure that's probably even what it's going for. We know so far the two limited edition things that we've seen have been like pattern based, or you have different multiple opportunities to get them and stuff. So this would actually be very, very, very cool. I would love to see that. Let's make Lemonade a nice little lemonade themed CZ 75 skin. I think it's kind of cute, kind of cool. I like the, kind of derpy art style or whatever. I like it. The Glock 18 Rune Stone. I think it's kind of cool. I love how the Glock looks like it's made out of like these little bricks or stone type things. I think this is a nice skin that I wouldn't mind seeing in the game. Here we have the PP Bison Land of Dreams. I thought this was kind of cute, kind of funny, just because I really, really like the whale guy on it. The pink vibes, whatever. Kind of a funny skin, kind of interesting skin. Here's the AK-47 Fury in red. I really like this like bear looking guy on the front of it. Don't really love the rest of it, but I like the color. I like the bear guy. Thought it was kind of interesting. And then finally rounding it off with this M4A4 Azulejos. I don't know how you pronounce that, but this is pretty sick. I would love to see that. It's a very, very clean M4A4 skin, and this is something I think would fit perfectly in the Fever Case 2. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Lots of new possibilities, lots of things coming very, very soon. Again, we're getting closer to the end of the Awesome Major, closer to the XM Solitude being rotated out of the Armory, closer to the start of Premier Season 3. Big things are on the way, so get ready, and I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts and opinions are of what you want to see or think could be coming to CS2 very, very soon. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.